Interested in working remotely from home with the ability to set your own schedule? Then contact Notary to Notary. Our online training program teaches individuals everywhere how to create and run successful notary businesses nationwide. Whether you're looking for supplemental or full-time income, we'll teach you the benefits of being a business owner, including time and financial freedom. Visit notarytonotary.com to learn more about our training program.
Do you hate your job? Trust me, I've been there. Dreading Mondays, can't wait for Fridays. Did you know you didn't have to live like that? I did for years until I found my notary commission. Now you're probably thinking, how in the world is a notary making great money? I teach you that in my Ultimate Notary Training Bundle. I'm going to teach you how you take a simple notary commission and begin generating six figures for yourself and your business. You don't have to stay in the rat race. You can actually live the life that you would love to wake up to every single day. Don't delay. Click the link below and I'll teach you how to gain time and financial freedom through the notary industry. Join me online at notarytonotary.com. Hey guys, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Happy Friday. Are you guys ready for the weekend? You guys know it's Thanksgiving next week. We had a challenge session. We were talking about all the foods we were gonna cook for Thanksgiving. It was actually really funny. Like who's gonna cook what? It was so funny. Anyway, Thanksgiving is next weekend. I hope you guys are really excited about that. We are going to be closed, of course, for Thanksgiving, but it's an opportunity for you to also continue to work. A lot of people will tell me, like, oh, I don't work on Thanksgiving because, I typically don't. Well, I will do, it depends. Like, if someone calls me for a general notary work appointment and it's like 2-3 minutes away, I'll still typically go get it. But of course, I don't do closing. I don't think they have closings on Thanksgiving because it's a federal holiday. Anyway, super excited. Welcome to the room. If this is your first time hearing my voice, my name is Vanessa Terry, and I teach people how to build notary businesses. Happy birthday, Kara. I have been teaching people how to build businesses for several years. Most people who come to me are typically in a job they don't like, or they're in a job that don't make enough money, or they want to retire a job. And they're like, I just need to make some more money on the side. And they typically have either heard about being a notary from someone coming to their house and doing a closing, from calling a mobile notary, whether that's for like a hospital visit or for a loved one or what have you, or just seeing it on social media, scrolling in the middle of the night on TikTok. And seeing someone talking, if not myself, someone talking about a side hustle of being a notary. Now, not a side hustle for me. I have been a full-time notary for, I think it's 9 years now. I started off in 2014. Quit my full-time job in 2016 and have made six figures since then. I love being a notary. I don't think I will ever stop being a notary because it is fun. It is still hands down the easiest amount of money I have ever made. You can't really compete with making $100 in like 20 minutes, I mean, I'm sure there are people who make more than that in 20 minutes. However, I came from working restaurant jobs, office jobs, things like that, even a little bit of sales. And so none of that really equated to $100 an hour. Okay. It just didn't. And so I'm still, even to this day, shocked by the amount of money that I'm able to make just doing notary work in comparison of when I think about the jobs that I've had. If you think about like what jobs have you had, even going back to like, I used to work at Pizza Hut. Okay. I worked at Pizza Hut. Don't get me started. I've had so many jobs. It's not even funny. But I say it to say that I found something that I actually enjoy. I love it. And I love helping all of you get into it, learn the business, and make great money. Now, I'm going to tell you 3 things that's going on today. I don't plan on being on here too long, so I won't hold you past your lunch break. If you're on lunch break, a good 30 minutes, and we're going to skedaddle. If you have questions, put it in the chat. If you're just getting started, hey, Andrea, if you're just getting started, or you've been like, Andrea's been with me for a while, and you just want to tune up a little bit, work on some things within your business, whatever that is, go ahead and put it in the chat. Side note, I keep getting this notification, like, oh my goodness, it's so frustrating. But anyway, so we're going to talk about New Year planning. So what are you planning to do going into 2026, goal setting? We're going to talk about the Black Friday deals that's going on for Notary to Notary. And then we're going to talk about why I put together like 4 little quick nuggets that we're going to dive into why your business is failing, if it is failing, why you're not making money, what can you do to reverse that? So first thing is New Year notary planning. So I'm really excited. We actually had a, what do you call it? What is this? A vision board party yesterday. It's a little early, but I'm always for goal setting. And so we had a vision board party yesterday. How do you guys do vision boards? I love a good vision board. Okay. And I love setting it up and checking off things as I get them. It's just it's like when you have a to-do list, but it's like bigger. And so I love a vision board. It's one of my favorite things to do. And so we did a vision board party. And one of the things that I decided that I wanted to do is I really want to convert my notary brand into more high-end net worth clients. And I want to just focus on that. And I actually got this idea from one of my students who's doing the same thing. She primarily just does estate docs. And I was like, and she kind of like started this thinking process about high-end attorneys and getting on retainer and things like that. And I was like, listen, hold on. So I put together this whole like plan for being that high-end notary, doing the wealthy clients, being the one that they call, of course, with a higher pay point, and what that would require from me to serve those clients. And so that's on my vision board, converting that over, especially even for Ron. Like I have a lot of Ron clients, but I really want to start tapping into more of the wealthy clients, whether that's national in here or international clients, because a lot of them love Ron. Why? Because they love their time. They value their time. And so to have someone you could speed dial text, they're always available, especially a lot of business professionals, they have to get things notarized all the time. And so being that person that they can call whenever, that's just an asset to them. And so that's where my head is in terms of my notary business for 2026. I do heavily see myself primarily doing more Ron signings. That's really where I want to put myself in 2026. Okay, so there's a lot more on my vision board besides that, but that was where I started. So if you do not have a vision board, I would highly encourage you to do it. You do not need a whole kit and caboodle. Just go like to the dollar store or CVS and grab a poster board and then get some magazines or print. You can print pictures off if you want to. I like my board to be in color. So if you don't have a color printer, you can probably print it like an Office Depot or what have you, or just grab 3 or 4 magazines from the grocery store and start cutting things out, putting things on there. I'm telling you, it's the most amazing. I've been doing vision boards for years now, and I notice a difference when I have one. Okay. Let's see, Andrea said, I want you to go back to doing an in-person training and come to Wisconsin. Listen, I am doing an in-person conference next year, so wait for that. But I definitely know we used to do in-person classes all over the country. Like it was just going crazy. So I definitely will put that on my to-do list. Let's see if I can fit that into my vision board, adding that on there for next year. Okay, cool. I like it. So that's what I am doing for New Year's, for going in 2026. What are some of your goals that you want to accomplish, particularly in the notary business or just financially going into 2026? This is around the time people start looking at their year-end recap and say, okay, what could I have done better to have hit any goals that you didn't hit? And if you hit all your goals, kudos to you. But definitely just taking that time to make those plans, put it in order. And sometimes when we don't put goals on our vision board because we don't know how to get there. Don't do that. And so I put some goals on my vision board that yesterday that I don't know how to get there, but I have a rule of thumb that has worked 100 times around the board. If you want to have a goal, go to the person that has that goal, that performs the highest at that thing, and get them to teach you. So you can't learn from someone who doesn't have the goal you're looking for. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I always do. I go to the best in the space that has my goal, or someone who has achieved that thing, and I say, okay, teach me. How did you do that? Learn from that person. And sometimes, guys, it's not people. Sometimes it's books, you know? So like I love, listen, I'm saying my current read. I'm gonna show you my current read is Tony Robbins. I love all things Tony. Okay, he is amazing. And I haven't read this book yet. I just finished his it was a medical book, Life Force. I finished that. And so well, actually finished that a little while ago. But this is the next one I'm working on, and I love all things Tony. I feel like Tony's my mentor, even though I have not met him in person. And he has a house in Palm Beach, which is where I'm at when I'm in Florida. And I'm hoping one day to bump into him. But either way, I haven't met him yet. But that should be on my vision board. Look, new idea. Okay. I also wanted to talk about the Black Friday deals, and then I want to give you 5 things that I think will help you. I'm actually doing a full long form video on this for YouTube, so you'll see this. But 5 things that I've noticed that keep people from achieving their goals within this business. And if you do any of these 5 things, I want you to say, that's me. So when I go through these 5, if you feel like that's me, but that's a good thing, because then you'll know, like, hey, what I need to do better. Okay. So we're going to jump right into this. So your first thing is your work schedule. Okay. So, and we were just talking about this on another live. So a lot of you, if you're not hitting your goals, you're not working enough. So you're not putting enough time into your business. If I ask you right now, how much time do you put in your business? Put it in the chat. Hours. How many hours do you work on your business? And most people who don't have the results I'm making money, I can do this part-time, I can do this full-time, I can do 6 figures, they're typically only doing between 1 to 5 hours a week. Okay, and 1 to 5 hours a week is not going to do it. It's just not. Imagine going to your job and say, I'm working 2 hours this week. You know, for the most part, what would happen if you went to work and say, I'm working 1 hour this week? They're going to fire you typically. Like we don't need you to be here for 1 hour or 2 hours. So how do you feel like you can take that same energy and put it into your business, which is your full-time job? Like you are running all the hats. And so if you're only doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a week, you're not going to make it. I mean, you're gonna get, let's think about, like, okay, so let's say, for example, if you go to work and you make $20 an hour, right? And you do 2 hours that week, you made $40. In the business world, hours don't equate for time for dollars. It's no equal, balance there. So you might work 1 hour a week and make $10. And then the crazy thing is people will complain and say, well, I didn't make any money. You didn't work either. Why are we so confused about this principle? Like, I think people have been brainwashed by the trend of passive income. Oh, I want passive income. I want passive income comes from actually working. Like, you have to actually do the work. Then after over time, you can generate passive income. You don't just start with passive income. And we have to start getting out of that mind. That's kind of like, I feel like it reminds me of the other trend that people jumped on. And I was one back, like when I was like doing my Mary Kay, my Avon. I had a bunch of little things I was doing. I don't do that anymore. But the whole like 7 streams of income, don't do that to yourself. Okay. 7 streams of income sounds good, but that's not how you start. You don't starting 7 businesses at one time. That's ridiculous, right? You pick one thing, you focus, you elevate it, you grow it, and then you can add something on, one at a time. The idea of doing, like, when I talk to people who are like, oh, Vanessa, help me with my business. And I'm like, okay. And we start talking and they're like, oh, can I use the same LLC for this? I use it for all my other businesses. And I'm like, how many businesses do you have? I have 4. And they're all different. And I'm like, well, how much money do they make? Well, they don't really make any money yet. And I'm just like, you're splitting all of your energy all over the place. Even if you're like, well, this one makes 400, this one makes 300, this one makes 200. Imagine if you took all that energy and put it into one thing. You see what I'm saying? That's that. Okay, so firstly, your work schedule. Like, how much time do you put in on your business? It equates to how much money you make. So I would commit to at least at minimum 20 hours a week on your business if you actually want to make money. So put that in your little notes. Like 20 hours a week is what I'm going to be doing to make money, period. Number two, people don't win in this business because they're operating off of assumptions instead of facts. Okay, people assume what is real, what they can do. They assume what the law says instead of what they can actually do. For example, people assume notary signing agents make more money than general notary work notaries. That's not true. You can make just as much doing either one. It just depends on how you run that business. There are full-time six-figure notaries who only do general notary work. People assume you can only charge your per seal. There's like a handful of states that have that. I want to say 3 that have that law. And it only applies to general notary. There's loopholes to it. Most states, you can charge travel. You can charge additional fees. You just assume that that's what it is. And then in that assumption, you limit yourself. And we all know what happens when you assume. Not gonna finish that off, but you know what it is. Okay, so your assumptions are keeping you where you are. You know, people assume, oh, I don't need a website. Who told you that? I saw it in a Facebook group. People assume, oh, I have a website, it's gonna bring me clients. That's not the way that works either. You have to actually grow that thing. More times than not, if you do a thing and it doesn't work and you haven't done the research to figure out what's, your due diligence, and it's not working, and other people have the result you're looking for, you're doing something wrong. And typically, you're working off an assumption. Something in your mind that you thought was true is not. And that's why you're not getting to where you need to be. So stop operating off assumptions and operate off facts. Facts will get you paid. Assumptions, you'll be confused and lost in the forest. Okay. Number 3. If you're not hitting the goals that you're looking for, you're not doing enough in numbers. So success comes in numbers. Your volume is low. Okay, so what does that mean? Oh, I want to be a signing agent. I signed up with 5 companies. How about 500? I want to work with attorneys. I called 10. How about 1,000? Like, your volume is so low. Like, yeah, you like, what is that? What is that? Like, you're running a business. Like, you can think about Chick-fil-A. I always about Chick-fil-A. How many cars drive by Chick-fil-A every single day and don't stop? Right? You probably get like, I don't know, 1 in 1,000 that actually pull in. I mean, if this is like a busy street and the cars are going, probably 1 in 1,000 of all the cars that pass, or maybe 1 in 500. Everybody's not going to stop, right? But they have to keep marketing. You don't know, because there are people like, you have like vegans, vegetarians, you have people who hate chicken. They just don't like chicken, period. People don't want to eat fast food. You have all these different types of people, and they have preferences. But then you have people who love Chick-fil-A and Polynesian sauce. Not telling on yourself. Just saying. Okay? And so with those, you have to find your people. And you're only going to find people that you work well with if you operate in numbers. Imagine if Chick-fil-A just pulled 10 people and said, oh, try these chicken sandwiches and tell me if it's good. And they all said, no, it's disgusting. Right? And they would have never operated because the 10 people they pulled didn't like their sandwich. Your volume that you're testing your business in is too small. The people that you're looking at, you're calling, you're reaching out to is too small. And then when you don't get the yeses from the 5 or 10, then you're discouraged. And now you're assuming it doesn't work. Again, it's not that it doesn't work, it's that you don't work. You did not put in the volume needed to actually grow a business. This is not a job. A lot of people think when they get into running a business, oh, my work equates to what I earn. No, you can work 40 hours 1 week and make $1 or $0. Okay. Versus if you go to a job and you clock in, they got to pay you, right? Two different mindsets. You have to be in it to win it. Like, you're going to have to just like put your big girl pants on and just, okay, we here, we going until you win. You don't quit until you win. You follow me? Okay, number 4. Now, this is kind of funny, but I'm serious. A lot of you guys, that the SMART goals, that when you make your goals, they tell you to make it SMART, and the R used to stand for realistic, but I have been seeing a lot of charts now that say it's not realistic. What do they change it to? It's not realistic. I have to look it up. Hold on. And I'm going to tell you. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm so glad they changed it. Anybody know what they changed the R for? I think it's research. Relevant. That's what it is. So it's not realistic anymore. It's relevant. So the goal that you set doesn't have to be realistic anymore. It has to be relevant. Relevant to you, relevant to yada, yada, yada. And the reason why I liked that they changed realistic to relevant is because what you think is possible for you, it's not real. It's your paradigm. It's your vision. It's your scope of reference. So based on everything that you've seen in your life, this is what you think is doable, right? So it's not realistic. It's your version, but it's not actual fact. It's just what you have seen in your scope. And so when we set goals, we set them, I always say be unrealistic, because being unrealistic makes you come outside your bubble, because outside of your bubble, there actually is more, but you don't know until you get outside of the bubble. Because if you just think about what you can do based on what you see, you'll never see what's outside of your scope of reference. As I had to say, number 4, you got to be a little bit insane, a little bit delusional. Have y'all been seeing all the girls on YouTube talking about that now being a little delulu? You have to be a little delusional, because if you're convinced of a thing, but you're saying something completely opposite to yourself, that's a little delusion. It's like a little but you have to do it because you don't know all the things that are truly available to you. And so when I say be a little bit insane, it's like you have to be a little extra, a little aggressive, a little like guerrilla marketing style, a little go crazy on them. I talk about a lot of my trainings, like how you stalk your clients, but not actually stalking them. So if you're just listening to the first time and you have never heard me talk about that, do not do this. But I teach how to do marketing and grow your business in extreme ways. They seem extreme to the average person. Okay, they're not extreme. They're extreme to the average person, because the average person wants to send a couple emails. They want to send a couple phone calls. They operate in smaller numbers. But if you're trying to be successful, it does seem extreme to call 1,000 people. If I told you right now, I want you to sit down this week and call 1,000 people, what is the first thing in your head? What you want me to call 10? And I can only imagine if I was on a coaching call with you guys and I'm talking, I'm telling you, and then I'm like, okay, this week I want you to call 500 title companies. What? The amount of shock and dismay that would come is insane. But do you realize if you actually did that thing, 1, how much better you would be at sales? 2, how much better you would learn the title industry, what they're looking for, who's making the decisions, who's making the calls. 3, you're actually going to win some. But people don't want to do that hard work to win. They want to say, well, can I just call 10? Because that's what feels good in my scope of reference. This is what feels good to me. I don't want to be uncomfortable. Okay, good. So if you don't want to be uncomfortable, then keep what you already have. If you want to get more, you have to grow. You have to become more. You have to become uncomfortable. That's just how that works. Okay? You're being a little insane. And number 5, a lot of you guys have a plan B. Okay? The plan B is either staying at your current job, which is typically what most people will do. They'll just say, well, I'm just doing this on the side. A lot of people who say I'm doing it on the side, it's not that you want to do it on the side, it's not that you love your job. It's that you're afraid to go full-fledged. You're afraid to fully commit because you don't know if you can do it. And then you'll say things like, well, I don't know what the industry is going to do. My thing is even people who do real estate, and they'll say, oh, well, I don't know. As long as there are always millionaire realtors out here that are still closing every single day, you can do the same thing. Same thing. You see all these 6-figure notaries out here, right? They're still doing it. It means it's very doable. However, you're afraid to bet on yourself because you don't know. And so the insecurity, going back to your scope of reference, what you think is possible, you don't have a bunch of notary friends around you making a couple $100s a day doing loan closings. You don't have that. So your scope of reference is just what you see on social media. And you don't know those people. They don't live where you live. They're not your cousin. They're not your sister. They're not your friend. And so you're going to bet your whole life past your scope of reference on somebody you saw on YouTube. Most people won't do that. They just won't, because it feels uncomfortable. And so you'll say, instead of admitting that, you'll say, oh, I'm just going to do this on the side. You're doing it on the side because you're afraid that it's going to fail. You're afraid it's going to fail because you don't know if it's going to work. What if I don't work? What if it's too hard? What if I don't know how to do it? What? And so you panic. And so your little cheat code is, well, I'm doing it on the side. And that's where you say, well, I just do a couple hours, because if you actually throw yourself into that thing, you have to perform. There is no workaround. You have to do the thing. And not everybody is committed to that when you have a plan B. So if I'm asking you to burn all your boats and jump into this boat that may sink, but you have a boat that you know already, and you're like, well, this boat I know, this boat I don't know. I could win, but I could also sink. I'm gonna stay with the boat I know. So if there's I don't know if I heard it before. It's a story, I guess, a riddle, a parable. It's a parable. I'm gonna tell you about it. And so there is this military camp, this military ground with some prisoners, and there was all of them were inside of a room. You guys heard this before. They're inside a room, and they'll call up a prisoner and they'll say, you can either face the firing squad or you can go through this unknown door. We don't know what's behind the door, but you can go through the unknown door or you can face the firing squad, right? And he said you can go through this unknown door, and I think they say it's a word they said too. Of unknown something. I forget. But it's basically like you don't know what's behind the door. But you're in this you're a prisoner, da 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 da. So it's like you can either go through that door, which, who knows what's through that door, or you can go face the firing squad. And most people will face the firing squad because they're afraid of the unknown. You don't know if you go through that door, if it's like lions in there waiting to eat you. You know what I'm saying? And so most people are afraid to go into the unknown. They would rather, what do they say? What is it's a phrase people say, like, I'd rather keep the enemy I know than go get a new one, because you're so used to them. You're so comfortable. And so people who do that, you literally do that when you have a job you don't like, especially if you hate your job. So you keep your job that you hate because what's the alternative? Going betting on myself, going to try something else. I don't know that. This I know. I figured out how to navigate the job that I hate. I figured out how to avoid my boss. I figured out, let me just get some coffee. I figured out, how to put my PTO in, right? I figured out what day she not extra. I know her when she take off work. I know that I get a couple extra days for Thanksgiving. This is when I'm going to do all the things I want to do. You have now maneuvered your life around something that you hate, and you made it just comfortable enough that you can still stay there. You see what I'm saying? You made it to where it's like, it's justified now. You understand that thing. Even though you don't like it, you understand it. And if you understand it and you know how to navigate it, it's still comfortable. I can do this. It's an comfortable that you can manage. So you stay and you say, this is good. I can do this, right? And so I say it to say, even when you think about betting on yourself, if that can be scary, that can be intimidating. I don't know. People always ask me, how are you able to quit your job and do this thing? I don't know. I always try everything. I know you only have one life, so I'm just going to try everything. What's the worst that can happen? It fails, okay? It's not like I'm putting my life on the line. It's not like I'm going to try this and I'm going to die. I'm not going to die. It's not like I'm going to try. Like, for example, I'm not going skydiving. I'm just not. I feel like it's a possibility I may die. I may fall to my death, right? I'll take that risk when I'm like 70. If you're starting a business, you're not going to die. Like, you're not going to go out and try to sell cookies and someone's going to oh, you failed. You go die now. That's not how that works. You just lose money. That's it. And then you make more money. And then people say, I can't pay my bills. Okay. You didn't pay your bills. Okay. Oh, no, I lost my house. Okay, you lost your house. Get another house. Like, go get a job. Like, these are things that are they're always coming. It's not finite. It's not, I lost. You're dead. That's it. No. And so because I knew that, it's never hard for me to bet on myself. So I can always get back up. And I think it comes from, if you've been knocked down enough, you didn't hit rock bottom enough times, you know that you can get back up. It reminds me, this is funny, but if my women, y'all can understand. You know when you were 15, 16 and you had your first love and he broke your heart and you were so sad. Oh my God, how can I even move on? Life is over. I cannot. Doctor. Okay. All right. And then the next time it hurt again And you're like, but it was a little less, it still hurt. Oh God, my heart, right? All right, fast forward to like the third, fourth, fifth heartbreak. You're like, it starts getting a little easier. And it's not easier in terms of it doesn't still hurt, it does. But one thing, and it could just be me, but I don't think it's just me. One thing that I learned was no matter how hard it hurt, no matter how bad it felt, I know I'm going to get over this because I've done it already. I've already done it. I have already felt this before. And I know it's going to feel like I can't. I know it's going to feel like impossible. But I know one thing I always say is like time heals all wounds. Okay. I know I'm going to get through this. And so I take that same thing even in business. If I start a new business and it fails, because it has happened to me plenty of times, I say, oh, okay, I can get through this. I've done it before. So if you ever had failures or things that hurt and you went through and you still came out on the other side, you do that a couple times. You start building a little grit and you're like, oh, it still hurts when you fail, but you already know coming up, you're going to get over it. Over there, out past yonder, past that hill, you're going to get over it. And when you have that, you're able to take more risk and more chances because it doesn't look finite. It doesn't look like, oh, if I fail, I'm going to die, right? I bet people are afraid of, what if I fail, I'm going to die. You're not going to die, okay? You can get back up and you're going to do it again. And that's like the thing that's a beautiful part of life is that you get to try. You get so many chances. You get so many chances. I always say when you wake up in the morning, it's like a new video game. It's like, ooh, it's like you know how you play a video game and it's like you die in the game and then they reload you. It's like, and you're like, that's how I feel when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, oh, good. I get to go again. Like you just get to keep trying different outcomes, different equations. But if you're not trying, if you're not testing life, you're not actually trying it, you do the same thing every single day, you're missing it. You're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole beautiful point because you want to stay safe and you want to be comfortable and you want to just like stay in your little bubble because you know your little bubble and your little bubble is okay. It's good right here in the little bubble, but you're missing it. The beauty is in the journey. The beauty is in the failures. It's in the trials. It's in everything. It's like, oh, okay. The more you do, the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you fail, the more you learn, right? That's the only way you're going to get better. And it sucks when you fail. Didn't say it didn't. It does. But just know when you come back up, you're stronger than you were when you went down, right? Okay, so those are the things I want to say about that. All right, let's get into Black Friday deals before I let you guys go. I'm doing good on my time. Clocks T. I have my daughter. She's now she's 14? Oh, God. That's how I do it. Oh, God, why are you 14? Okay. Clocks T. Okay, so we did keep all of the deals open. I think I froze a little bit. Hold on, guys. We have class when is class? This Sunday is the mail away specialty loan closings. I did freeze, didn't I? Specialty loan closings is this Sunday at 6, and this is where I'm going to teach you guys how to do mail away closings, commercial closings, trust closings. There's a couple on the list, but specialty closings that you may not know how to do and then how to get that work for them. So all about loan closings, but primarily with specialty type closings. That is this Sunday. Just go to notarytonotary.com, click events, and you can get it there. If you have the unlimited event pass for 2025, you're automatically registered. You do not have to register. If you do not have it, then you need to register at notarytonotary.com. It is recorded. You do get the replay. If you do not have the 2026 event pass, because you didn't get it this week, because we just released it, then this is on promo. So for the Black Friday Day Deal 1, you get the unlimited event pass for 2026 to all of the events virtually that we have, where you get the replay and you get access to them live. We have 1 to several a month. It's normally $179, but Black Friday deal makes it $49 to get all the training for that we do live 2026. Okay, that was Black Friday deal day 1. Black Friday deal day 2 is a one-on-one 30-minute coaching call with me where we create a 30-day action plan for you to help you build your business. It is normally $100 an hour to have a coaching call with me. So you're going to get that for $25, and you get 30 minutes plus a 30-day bam 30-day action plan. So that was your day, and that only has 30 slots. So once we hit our 30, that one does go away. All right, day 3 is the mini build. The mini build is where we do, what is this? You get all of our courses at notarytonotary.com. The golden ticket bundle is what you get, which includes the ultimate and elite notary training, 2 coaching sessions, a 4-page website build or redesign if you already have a website, marketing materials, including 3 digital flyers, email signature, and digital business cards that you can print at Vistaprint, which I tell everybody to do. And then we do register you with 100 signing services and inspection companies. It is normally $9.87. It is only one more slot, I think, open. We only opened it to 3 or 5 people. I have to look and see. It's gonna close out once it's taken. And it's $6.87. It's normally $9.87. Okay, so that's Black Friday deal 3. Today's Black Friday deal is the full Built For You program, which is that 13-week program. Where did it go? It went away. Why? It's that 13-week program. You can see this as our stories on our YouTube channel of everyone who's done it, who's completed it. You see a couple on there. We're going to get more out too. So hopefully pray for me to get it done before the end of the year. My to-do list for the end of the year is literally insanity. Okay, so I'm going to make it a custom link though, because I want to make sure I'm keeping track of my days. Okay, so it's normally $28.97, and it's on sale. It's $1,000 off. I think it's like $18.97. Duh, $1,000 off, Vanessa. And you still get all the courses, and then you work with me for 13 weeks. We do supplies, we do business formation, we do website, we do marketing materials, we do all the tiers of notary work. By the time you're done, you should know how to do every single thing in the notary business that I teach. Like, I don't teach process serving, but I do teach general notary work, loan closing, e-notary, and non-notary work, including inspections, weddings, fingerprinting. Oh, you get fingerprinting kit too. Now that one is only limited to, I think it's 2 or 3 people. So that when you'll see it, if you ever do try to register for it and it's full, it'll say, this is event, this one's closed, yada, 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 all that good stuff. So that's our day 4. This is our day 4. We always do 10 days of Black Friday deals when it comes to our Black Friday sale. This is like 4th annual time doing this. Tomorrow it's going to be something fun. If you're on our email list, you already kind of have a little hint about that. But yeah, so tomorrow will be something fun. And every day we put out a new deal until Black Friday itself. So that's how that goes. So I want to make sure I don't miss anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, the link for the class on Sunday. So the class is on Sunday. It's at 6 p.m. Eastern. I know at one point it was saying like 9 p.m. That's updated. Like it's the time switch was being ridiculous. But it is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. I would love to see all of you guys there on Sunday. And that is awesome. Clock on the wall. I hope you guys are awesome and amazing on purpose. If you need help with your notary business, if you're brand new and just getting started, go get into the ultimate notary training. That's where everybody takes. That's where I put everything that I know about the notary business into that program. Notarytonotary.com. Ultimate notary training. That is also Clock on the Wall. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I think that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have a quick question, you can pop it down in the chat and I'll answer it. But if you don't have a question, I'll give it like 60 seconds and then I'll let you guys go on to if you were on lunch. Most people they kind of tune in at 12 because they're on lunch break. Thank you. You said I love your locks. Okay. Actually, my locks were longer and then I cut them. But now so I'm growing them back out again. So if you see my older videos, you'll see like, oh, our hair was longer, yeah, and then I cut them off. Okay. But yeah, that's how that goes. And I will be posting another YouTube video today. So Vanessa, I just gotta finish editing. Editing is a whole thing. It's a whole project, okay? Be great on purpose. I love you guys. Be awesome and amazing. I will see you guys away. If you have questions, always feel free to reach out to me. info@notarytonotaries.com. And until next time, happy signing. Dun, dun, dun. I don't want that video to play. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold one. Hey, guys. Have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote online notarizations. Head on over to Amazon today and get your copy. You'll be glad you did.